When Kirk Frost confessed to cheating with Karlie Redd on camera, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta didn't just break the fourth wall, it shattered it. Betrayal, leaked receipts, and a tear from Rasheeda that stopped the room. This isn't reality TV, it's a televised implosion. Emotions ran high, and wigs practically lifted themselves as Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 13 dropped a bombshell that no one saw coming. Just when fans thought they'd seen every twist Kirk Frost could possibly throw, he hit us all with the ultimate betrayal on camera, unfiltered and raw. Imagine this: your husband admits to cheating, not with some anonymous Instagram flirtation, but with someone you've sat across from at reunion specials for years. That's right, Kirk didn't just cross the line, he drew a whole new one with Karlie Redd, the queen of reality TV entanglements herself. No screaming, no glass throwing, no chaos, just silence. Rasheeda stood frozen, shattered from the inside out. This wasn't a fabricated plotline or some clever edit. This was real, uncut, emotional carnage playing out in front of the entire cast, and the cameras never looked away. The receipts, they're there. Leaked voice notes, private texts, all the juicy proof of what went down behind hotel doors. The cast didn't even know how to react. Some frozen, some fuming, and the rest looking to the producers like, y'all knew about this. And speaking of producers, they thought they were filming a routine dinner scene. A little drama, a side of shady comments, maybe a dramatic walkout. Instead, they captured a cultural reset. It all took place in a swanky Atlanta lounge. Low lighting, clinking glasses, and designer outfits, the usual ambiance. No one anticipated Kirk walking in with a confession heavy enough to wreck 10 seasons worth of trust. He sat there, twitching, quiet, clearly choking on something deeper than regret. And then, mid-convo, he leaned in and hit Rasheeda with, "I need to tell you something." Every woman who's ever had a man start a sentence like that already knows nothing good comes next. With the whole room watching, Kirk laid it out. During a rough patch, he cheated with Karlie. The moment those words left his lips, time seemed to pause. Rasheeda went still. Karlie, that playful grin she wore just seconds earlier, vanished like mist. She didn't deny, she didn't deflect. She didn't say a word, just stared into her drink like it could magically reverse time. The silence was so intense. You could hear Spice's jewelry from across the lounge. The air thickened. Even the boom mic operator leaned in closer, fully aware that they were capturing television gold, unscripted, unexpected, unforgettable. Rasheeda didn't lash out. She didn't perform for the cameras. Instead, she gave us something far more powerful: stillness. Her heartbreak unfolded in real time, in complete silence, save for the single tear that slid down her cheek. No tantrum. No words. Just quiet, devastation. And for those who followed Rasheeda and Kirk's tumultuous journey, the cheating scandals, the public humiliation, the side baby saga, this felt like the final blow. A betrayal not just of love, but of dignity. Karlie didn't even attempt a half-hearted denial. She just sat there, mute, as if the truth weighed too heavily to lift. Rasheeda eventually stood up. Still silent, her heartbreak louder than any scream. She walked out with the kind of grace that only comes from being broken one too many times. No shoes flying, no drinks tossed, just a woman done. While emotions exploded on stage, the backstage drama was just beginning to simmer, and baby, it reached a full rolling boil. Karlie leaned toward Spice, trying to whisper some desperate damage control, but Spice shot her a look colder than a block of ice in Kingston. You know it's bad when even Spice isn't here for your excuses. That's the universal "don't you even try me" stare. And Kirk, sitting there like a kid who just got caught sneaking out, trembling lip, vacant eyes, probably already brainstorming his next confessional speech. We were in a dark place. I didn't mean for it to happen. Please. This man invented dark places since 2011. And guess what? That wasn't the peak. It was just the first spark. Because after the dinner table chaos, came the cast fallout, DM leaks, shady burner accounts, and viral Twitter sleuthing that turned a cheating scandal into a full-on love and hip-hop civil war. Let's rewind. After Rasheeda stormed out, mascara intact, heart-fractured producers scrambled like they'd just witnessed the reality TV equivalent of an earthquake. Mona Scott, probably yelling, "Keep the cameras rolling," from the control room like a general in battle. And they did. Because the real tea, it was brewing backstage. Instead of heading home, Rasheeda locked herself in her green room, slammed the door. One crew member allegedly heard her say, "Give me space or I'll light this whole setup." And they believed her. Meanwhile, Carly tried to make herself invisible in a velvet lounge chair, praying it might open a portal back to simpler times. Spice just shook her head, sipping her drink like it was spiked with disappointment. And here's the plot twist. Rasheeda had receipts. Not vague hunches or late-night whispers, but cold, digital proof, meticulously gathered over time. Months of attention to patterns, details, and the kind of casual inconsistencies people often dismiss as nothing, until they all align like stars in a conspiracy. Exhibit A. That spa day moment from episode 3. Carly bailed at the last minute, citing a migraine, while Kirk supposedly ducked out to handle a downtown business meeting, both dressed in one piece. Ready to vlogs and brunch, but not ready to share? They separately posted Instagram stories almost word for word the same. Carly swirled in a fluffy bathrobe, steam billowing behind her, her caption teasing Friday reset. Moments later, Kirk snapped a shot of his watch glinting under recessed spa lights, flute of champagne balanced in hand, captioned, "Cheers to self-care." That wasn't just coincidence, it was choreography. Rasheeda texted her roommate at the time. They posted at the same time. Thoughts? Roommate joked, "Spa twinsies." Rasheeda didn't laugh. Not then, not ever. She archived screen grabs. She noted the times: 10:03 a.m., DSN last, Dressy Cinco, identical, Exhibit A. Then there was Exhibit B, a seemingly innocent message forwarded along later. Rasheeda's close friend, the manager at the nail bar next to the spa, messaged her weeks ago. "Hey, my cams picked up Carly and Kirk together entering at 10 a.m. last Friday. You want me to save the clip?" At the time, Rasheeda pushed back. Carly and Kirk were friends. Period. Why rock the boat? But that friend kept the footage privately. She stored it behind old passwords, locked folders. After Carly's public confession, half-tear, half-defiant, Rasheeda's skepticism flipped into cold alarm. Those clips, once dismissed, were now proof of the betrayal she'd been sensing for months. The timestamps aligned. The destination matched. The emotional temperature shifted in Rasheeda. That archived footage moved from Exhibit B to Exhibit A in her roster of proof in her mind. But revelations have a rhythm, first low, then rising, then crashing like glass. The third wave came not from her, but from the internet. A burner account called at Letter Expose, verified by zero but shared by thousands, started posting what appeared to be direct messages between Carly and Kirk. The first screenshot went viral, a message that read, "You really acting like last night didn't happen. You cried in my sheets talking about Rasheeda, don't see you." Underneath, timestamps aligned with the spa day window. Little after 12 a.m. Fans clipped it side by side with Rasheeda's blocked view story from episode 3 where she couldn't sleep. Tagged Carly for "Who's minding my dog?" Suddenly, every viewer sense-checked the conversation. Was that the same bed? The same emoji pattern water droplet Carly used? Familiar phrasing. Even without official confirmation, the textual evidence mirrored Exhibit A and B in timing, tone, emotional depth. Social media exploded in threads wondering, "Y'all think Carly brokered a confession or Kirk confessed feelings?" The wildest part, no one questioned the authenticity. Because if there's one person on the franchise known for keeping receipts, it's Carly Red. Fans love her for it, fans fear her for it. And as the whispers went viral, people speculated that maybe Carly hadn't leaked the DMIs postpartum, but had instead compiled a folder labeled "In case I need it." And now someone else decided to release it first, and like sharks circling blood, the rest of the cast smelled opportunity. Within hours, surfacing social media storms saw other cast members quoting lines like "Wish I had receipts that clean" or "No note, no soap." One former BFF posted a carousel on IG stories, fashion shots from group trips that omitted Carly and Kirk implying they were together. Another leaked DMs, suggesting Carly had messaged her at 2 a.m. "Can we talk before they air the EP?" And things shifted from suspicion to orchestrated theater. Producers allegedly asked for calm, but no one listened. Guest past contestants joined live conversations, retelling rumors they'd dismissed as just dating season vibes. Now they sounded like informants in a soap opera expose. Rasheeda, meanwhile, stayed composed in public, no angry rants. No wild revelations, just that subtle moment in the reunion special when she paused, looked directly at Carly and said softly, "You had receipts, too," before turning away. The shot froze on camera. Viewers paused their remotes. The editing didn't need replays. It spoke. Yes, Carly has receipts. So do I. In that moment, the balance of power shifted. Revenge isn't loud, it's deliberate. It's quiet. It's final. That perseverance changed the game. Weeks later, Carly filmed an apology reel under subdued lighting, lips exacting each syllable. "I never meant to hurt you," she said to the camera. But the tone was off a practiced remorse. Mechanical. Pause between lines, red flags to the trained eye. Fans cross-posted it with the leaked DMIs and spa footage, captioning, "Where's the tear for what you did?" Each comment building pressure. Carly seemed to tread between remorse and damage control. Kendall silencing DMS. Publicists releasing statements about apologizing in private. Meanwhile, Kirk went radio silent. Even Carly's stylists did not post. The cast room for next season shot spring schedules with no Carly-Kirk pairings. Now the questions aren't what happened anymore, they're what are we going to do about it? Sponsors pull facial cleansers from promo reels. Podcasts dissect the timeline frame by frame. Rebel influencer moms host live sessions titled How to Archive Before You Regret. All the franchise's secrets threaded through months, now hashed out across screens. And at the heart of it stands Rasheeda.com, collected, watching the chaos she predicted. As the camera pans out on the final gathering, viewers have been left with one cut: Rasheeda's composed face, Carly flanked by producers, and Kirk standing, Kosong eyes down. In real time, this franchise betrayal has gone from narrative arc to cultural moments. Because when the receipts come full frame, there's no editing. There's no storyline fix. There's just aftermath. Fans still talk about it. And no matter how things close, details that never made the show now build into the next franchise legend. The one where cold digital evidence outweighed tears. And where the betrayed kept her cool until the world had to watch. Bambi hit Instagram. Live with the speed of someone who had been waiting for this mess. "I ain't one to gossip," she said, then proceeded to gossip. "I told you years ago, Carly's been doing too much with everybody's man." Suddenly, Bambi was the wise prophet in a sea of chaos. Even Spice chimed in with a single-word tweet. Sim, just 3 letters. No hashtags, no context, but somehow, it said more than a 10-minute rant ever could. Now, Kirk, let's talk about the man still trying to do damage control, like duct tape fixes shattered glass. He sat down with producers for a heart-to-heart, or what he thought would be one. "We were broken," he insisted. "It just happened." Carly was there. She listened. "Boy, stop. You're telling us that the one woman your wife publicly distrusts, the woman known for bouncing between castmates like it's musical chairs, just so happened to be your emotional support system. Be for real." He tried to rewrite the story like a bad magician. "Rasheeda wasn't hearing me. Carly was there." "No, sir." Carly wasn't listening, she was lying down. And fans, they weren't buying it. Twitter turned into a digital war zone. Memes flooded time. One showed Carly's face superimposed on the snake from Jungle Book. Another had Kirk holding a most unfaithful husband trophy. Comments under Rasheeda's old posts transformed into community support circles. "Sis, how many times does he have to show you?" Even Joseline Hernandez jumped in with a reposted clip in the caption. "This is why I left LHH. Same mess, different season." And then came the next day's production meeting. The energy in the room was a mix of electricity and ice thick enough to slice with a clapback. Everyone felt it. Assistants avoided eye contact, producers hovered near exits. Even the lighting crew turned down the overheads like the set was mourning. And then, in she walked. Rasheeda, not a hair out of place. Full glam, burgundy lips, designer heels clicking like punctuation on every step, and not a tear in sight. She looked like a woman who'd already cried, healed, and had time left over to draft a business plan. She sat directly across from Carly and didn't say a word, just stared. For a full minute, Carly, clearly shaken, tried to open her mouth. Rasheeda calmly raised her hand and said, "Don't, not yet." That moment, instant classic. Social media still hasn't recovered. Spice, goddess of diplomacy and detachment, sat between them like a United Nations delegate with a bet contract. Big shades, big T, big "I'm just here to secure the bag" energy. Her body language screamed neutral, but the side eyes were giving commentary. Cameras weren't even rolling, but the tension was cinematic. And yet, the plot thickens. Turns out, Carly had already tried to pull some behind-the-scenes moves before that meeting even happened. She had reportedly called the producers late, the night before, begging them not to air the now infamous spa footage, and DMIs claimed the scene would damage her brand. But Mona Scott, TV queen and chaos conductor, was unmoved. "Girl," she allegedly told her bluntly, "this is the brand." Boom. One sentence. And Carly knew she'd lost control of the narrative. The spiral was instant. Carly started texting cast members in rapid succession: Bambi Spice, Erica Mena, even someone from wardrobe pleading her case like her career depended on it. And maybe it did. She said Kirk misled her. Said he told her Rasheeda had moved on, that the marriage was over, that Rasheeda had emotionally checked out. She framed herself as the wounded party, someone who fell for the wrong guy because she trusted the wrong words. One message reportedly read, "I thought she already knew." But girl, that line might as well have been Exhibit C in Rasheeda's folder of betrayals. Because according to inside sources, Kirk never confessed a damn thing. He told Rasheeda he was going to set boundaries with Carly, not set up spa days and DMS. Classic Kirk cowardice wrapped in vintage Carly red chaos. Rasheeda wasn't just blindsided, she was insulted. And Rasheeda, she was done. Done with the excuses, the late-night sob stories, the fake accountability. Word is, she quietly packed her things, left the hotel that night without telling a soul, and booked the first flight back to Atlanta. No drama. No camera crew. Just a silent exit like the boss she is. But don't get it twisted, this wasn't hiding. That same evening, Rasheeda went live from her living room. Face beat, hair flawless, and voice steady. No tears. Just that kind of poised fury that can only come from a woman who's had enough. "Loyalty means nothing if it only applies when it's easy," she said to the camera, sipping water like it was wine. Translation: she'd seen it all, and she was done playing nice. Comments lit up like wildfire. Everyone knew when Rasheeda finally talks, the whole set's going to get leveled, but here's where it goes from messy to mythic. Because Carly Red might not have been the only one. Word started bubbling up almost immediately about a younger woman on set, 24 years old. Quiet, always, nearby, but never on camera. A production assistant named Nyla. Fans went into FBI mode, digging through years of background shots and wrap party selfies. And sure enough, there she was, hiding in plain sight for at least 3 seasons. Turns out, sources claim Kirk and Nyla were spotted together at a Mona Scott afterparty. Nothing too explicit, just whispers, thigh touching, flirtatious body language. But then they allegedly left together in Kirk's Tesla around 2:30 a.m. Just the two of them now. Here's the final dagger. Rasheeda already knew. She'd been tipped off about Nyla months before the Carly situation even popped. One of the bartenders at the Frost Bistro allegedly found a phone left behind late one night. Turns out, it was Kirk's burner. Yes, a literal burner phone. And when the bartender innocently went to identify the owner, the lock screen wallpaper, Nyla, in Kirk's chain. In his hotel room. And not only that, she was taking the selfie. When Rasheeda confronted Kirk, he fumbled, first denial, then silence, then the usual, "It's not what it looks like." But this time, there was no room for manipulation. She'd seen the wallpaper, the chain, the betrayal. Now the franchise isn't just waiting for an episode, they're waiting for Rasheeda's clapback. Because when she decides to speak publicly, not just with shade, but with facts, it's not just going to be TV, it's going to be legacy-level destruction. Carly's chaos, just the appetizer, Nyla, the sideshow. When Rasheeda unloads, it's going to be the final season of Scandal Meets, waiting to exhale. And everybody better buckle up because the receipts are time-stamped. The silence is over, and the queen, she's just getting started. Now with the reunion approaching, production is prepping extra security because if Rasheeda shows up, it's going down. She's been working with a private investigator, stacking receipt screenshots, voice notes, and even security footage from their home, showing Kirk creeping in at 4 a.m. Meanwhile, Spice went live and just laughed for 3 straight minutes as Rasheeda's got ammo and she's saving it for the big night. As for Carly, she's in full meltdown. She unfollowed half the cast after they liked Rasheeda's shady post and hopped on her podcast to deflect blame. Kirk's groaned, "I didn't break what was already broken." Girl, that's not a mic drop, that's a smoke bomb. Then she posted a season 5 clip of Rasheeda yelling at Kirk, captioned, "Y'all just mad, it's on me now." If gaslighting was a brand, she'd have a billboard, and the public. They've chosen. Team Rasheeda is trending. TikToks flooded with gospel edits of her crying. And fans even launched a GoFundMe titled "Free Rasheeda from Kirk." Carly tried promoting her skincare line, but the comments were brutal. Does it wash off betrayal? Girl, exfoliate your morals. Kirk, meanwhile, is in hiding, crashed at a friend's condo, blowing up Rasheeda's phone, but she blocked him on everything. Even Apple Pay. Word is, she's working with VH1 execs on a spin-off called Boss Up, Rasheeda's Revenge. Focused on reclaiming her peace, rebranding her empire, and showing women how to walk away from trash men with Yandi Sierra, and even Candy Burris, rumored to make cameos. Kirk, he's left with Frost Bistro and a legacy crumbling faster than a stale cookie. Final reunion moment. Picture this: Rasheeda walks in late, face unreadable, outfit lethal. Mona asks if she has anything to say before they wrap. She pulls out an iPad, plays a voice note of Kirk and Carly in a hotel room. Carly freezes. Kirk's soul leaves his body. Rasheeda just smirks and says, "That's what I thought." Fade to black. So now, the real question: should Rasheeda forgive Kirk again, or leave him in the group chat of regrets? Is Carly just messy or malicious? And can Kirk even recover from fumbling his marriage, his brand, and a 24-year-old secret affair, all in one season? Drop your thoughts, because if part 2 blew your mind, part 3 is about to shatter the table. This is Love and Hip Hop. Atlanta Season 13 might just be the final season of Kirk's marriage.